Right. So I'm really glad, really happy, and really excited to have all of you here on this meeting, on this Zoom, which is the totally new thing for me. Why? Because last time when we did this Zoom, it was not so easy. It's really easy today, and I'm so happy. And this really invites me, and I would like to invite you to something that I really call ease in general in life. And I think that languages, because this is the meeting about languages, on languages, with languages, through languages, via languages. Basically, language is the core of this online meeting. So I know, I believe, and I really strongly invite people to the concept of ease with languages. So if you're not interested, you can just finish the meeting now. If you are interested in this area, in the area of ease with languages, this is the right place, right time. This is the place that you probably have asked for many times, probably for many years, or many ages, or many lifetimes. Okay, I think I have to mute someone else. So if you are, oh, I have to mute someone. Yeah. Who is loud? Just give me a second. Yeah. Okay, good. It's better now. So if you have any questions during the meeting, if you have any questions that will just pop up in your head, just please ask them, because these might be the questions that will be the questions that everybody would like to ask, but not everybody will be courageous enough to do so. So please do. And I will also have a couple of questions to you, and probably these will be the questions, like energetic questions, very general questions that I will try to just, throw into your universes, because I know that whatever question is asked, it is answered straight away by the universe. So my first really general question about the English language is, how many times have you asked yourselves, and have you asked the universe, have you asked your body, have you asked all the circumstances around, why is it taking so much time? How many times have you asked that question? Why is it taking so long? Why is it so stressful? Why is it so not nice? Why is it so, I don't know what kind of, and why is it not leading to the effect of the result that I've been dreaming of? How many times have you asked those questions? And I know it's not once, it's not twice, it's not 100 times, probably it's gazillion times. Whenever you were starting learning the English language, whenever you were starting that adventure that finally was not an adventure, but kind of trauma and drama, where those results were only like kind of dreams, always ahead of you, never being here and now. So the space I would love to invite you to is actually the success here and now, success from the start. So, and the information I would like to start from, I would like to give you at the very beginning, is that if you did not know the English language, you would never jump on this Zoom, never. If you did not know the language, I mean the English language, you would never be here today, now, these 10 seconds, never. That would not be possible. Do you know why? Because I asked for the people who know the language. I ask only for those people. So each of you, and at the moment we have like 75 people, and we have much more probably that will, see the Zoom afterwards, that are interested in the whole concept of having ease with languages. I know that all these people who, found time, all these people who wanted to join, all those people who got interested in the whole idea are the people who know the language. And when I'm saying this, when I'm saying these things, and these are not just words, this is the energy that I'm presenting to you at the moment. How are your bodies feeling? How do you feel? How do you perceive this information? Is it light for you? Is it fun for you? Is it exciting for you? Is it something that makes you feel good or bad? And I will not be waiting for the answers because I know. How do I know? Because I perceive your energies. And this is the quality, this is the attribute you have. This is something that people have forgotten on the way. And this is what I would like to remind you of. This is what I would like to invite you to again. This is something that if you do not want to remind yourself of, you will never be successful with the English language. You do know, you have always known, and you will never forget. And what I'm talking about is something that I call the ability to grasp for anything that you desire. And this is the universe I'm living in. I mean, like 4 years ago, I was in a totally different place in my life. I was really unhappy. My body was dying. And all the people who were around me were the people who were telling me about those horrible places, spaces, about those horrible futures, about the worst things that will happen in my life. And 4 years ago, really the only thing I wanted to do was to disappear, was to basically to die. And then I found Access Consciousness. Then I met a lot of people who had a completely different approach to life. Today, I opened some new doors. Today, I opened some new things. Today, I actually asked for even more and even more and even more and even more, and it shows up. So that's why I told you that the fact that you're here today is something that makes me really happy. And the title of the Zoom is Get Happy with Your English, not only with your English. The fact that you're here is the proof that whatever we ask for is given, the moment that we ask for. So last week we had a really nice class that was a workshop, a seminar that we had in Poland. Me and Dorota were there, and there were a lot of people who were asking me a lot of questions about those not successful moments with languages, those moments where people are waiting and waiting and waiting and the language is not showing up and the stress is getting worse and worse and worse. And whenever they were going that direction, I was just stopping them and asking them a very, very simple question. Do you really want to go that direction? Do you really want to go this way? Are you really choosing this path? Is this really the road you want to take now? And they were stopping for a minute, 2, 3, maximum 5, and then they were trying to get back to the old track. They were trying to get back to the old path, and they were saying, yeah, but why? Why? But why? But why is it so long? Why is it not a success like right away? And then I was asking them the questions again. Like, are you really wanting to go this path? Do you really want to take this direction? Is this the road that you're really interested in? So, my question to all of you is today, do you want to go the old path or do you want to take the new one? Do you want to go down that path that tells you that it will take you a very long time? Or do you want to take the new path that will tell you it will take as much time as you choose this to take? So someone will say, yeah, so I'm choosing 1 second. Give me the English language in 1 second. And I will ask the question then. So when you say, give me the language in 1 second, is this really light for you? Is this really exciting for you? Is this really something that creates that space for you where you feel good? And I know that it's not true. How do I know that? Because we all perceive the energy. We all know what is really true for us. So how many things that are hindering your language? How many things that are stopping your language today, your English language today? How many of those things are things that you have believed in, that you have decided are true? And how many of those you have made real and true, and you actually defend them, and you want to keep them in your universe just to be right? So for me, freedom with languages, freedom that I've always wanted in my life, I've always dreamt of in my life, freedom with languages is actually being ready to receive the language, the right time, right moment, with the ease that is really possible in the right moment. So people might ask, so when is the right moment? Is the right moment tomorrow? Is the right moment in a week? Is the right moment in a month? Is the right moment in 10 years? And I'm saying it does not really matter. It does not matter at all. It does not matter. And they say, but it does matter to me. And I say, yeah, that's why this moment in time is being like postponed every single day. So what would it take for you to actually enter the space where time is not relevant, where time is non-significant, where actually the moment when you start the journey is creating that space where you feel good with the whole idea that you want to invite a new language into your reality? So what I would like you to do now, really today, and what I would like you to go back to whenever you are sucked into the space, when, why not now, why not so fast as I would like this to be, the moment I would like you to actually activate is the moment where you had the first thought, I would love this language to be mine. I would like to vibrate as the English language. I would like to be this language. I would like to feel this language. I would like to think in this language. I would like to have ease with this language. Do you remember that moment? Do you remember that? Probably it was long, long, long time ago. Maybe that was not this lifetime. So energetically, please, can you go to that moment now? It's not past. It's never past. Past is non-existent. It's only now. It's here and now. So can you go to that moment where you had that feeling like, oh, that would be so fantastic just to have ease with this language. Just to have ease with words, ease with grammar, ease with anything I want to express, ease with being me when I'm speaking that language. And this is the moment, this is the vibration that most people lose just a second after they experience it. Why? Because they go into that very logical cognitive space that people call progress in language, progress in learning the language. So what if I tell you that progress in the English language is not real? That it's so stupid actually to judge the level of your language on the basis of the progress that you see or not see. So this is something that people do so often. This is something that people use as the tool to punish themselves for not making progress. So we had that meeting in Poland last week. That was the meeting, the intro that we were doing together with Dorota. And she was telling us about autistic kids that she is working with, that she has been working with for all her life. And there were many students she had who never spoke a word in the English language, never. And after some time, that was just one moment where they were starting speaking like impeccable English. That was the English that was just English, like not the accent that was learned, not the structures that were learned, that was just the flow, that was just like the wave. And the question always shows up in moments like that. So how is that happening? Those kids did not have any, I would say, plan to learn the language. The teachers had the plans. Those kids, the English language for them was non-significant. It was something that was just there, some kind of different ability that they could choose, could not choose. And there was just one moment in time, right place, right energy, right vibration, when they were saying like, all right, let's switch to this one. Let's see how it works. Let's see how our bodies work with this language. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if this is fun or not. So one of my kids, I've got 4 sons, and one of my kids is a Down syndrome kid, and he does not use words at all. He's a silent kid. And this is amazing how when I observe when he learns something and then he forgets about it. And then he learns something again, and then he forgets about it. And then he learns something again, and he's really good at that, and then he forgets about it. And I was thinking that there was something wrong with his brain, because this is kind of like logical explanation, but it's not. Nothing is wrong with his brain. It's just a choice. He just turns up his vibration, or he just changes the frequency he's being at the moment. And then he just tunes in. He just, taps into the energy of something. And then he says, I'm done. I'm just changing the direction. I'm just going to somewhere else. I'm just going to some different place. I'm just going to some different ability. I try something else. I'm not interested in this anymore. So what if you actually approach languages like that? What if you said something like it, oh yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. Maybe this is the vibration I'm interested in. Maybe this is something that when I enter this space, when I enter this reality, because this is like a virtual reality, you enter actually all the languages. So maybe when I step into this space, when we are enter this, I will have fun. Maybe not. But maybe I will try. Maybe I will not put so much significance on it. So I can bet that not many of you were starting your adventure with the English language with this energy. And so many people, just start this journey like, all right, now I'm starting. This is so fucking serious. I have to just start now. I have to start learning. I have so many pieces of vocabulary I have to grasp. I have so many grammatical structures I have to understand. I have so many things I have to change in my body to sound the way I like. Many people do not even go there. So maybe we should change the approach. Maybe the prerequisite to any success in learning languages is actually to find some space where you have ease with yourself, when you have ease with your mind, when you have ease with your thoughts that do not kill you, but actually support you. So the title of this meeting is really Get Happy with Your English. How many times have you been happy with your English? So this is the question actually I asked myself at the very, very, very beginning of my journey with this language. And that was my goal. My goal was not the language. My goal was actually having fun with it. My goal was actually to have ease with it. Do I really care what kind of language I'm speaking? No. What am I really interested in? What do I really care about is the way I feel. Is it really good for me? Do I feel good when I speak this language? And actually I do. And this is something that was, the first step I was inviting people to when I had classes, when I had workshops, when I had private sessions, when I had lots of questions from people. And people were saying, but how can I feel good with it when I'm not so, knowledgeable about it, when I have not so many words to use? So, when I express myself, I have too few words actually to express myself the way so that the people will know who I am. And then I was asking those people, so who are you? Are you the vocabulary? Are you the grammar? Are you the English language, or are you you? So many people actually were not understanding that question, but many people were coming back to me after months, some of them after years, and they were giving me feedback like, you know what, I know what you asked me about 4 years ago, and now I get it. Now I get it that it's not about how many words I know, how good I am with grammar, and how people judge me, whether it's positive or negative judgment. It's about how I am with this language. And I would even change this, and I wouldn't say how I am with this language, but I would say how I am as this language. We are the language. We are the language we choose. So you can be the English language, you can be the Polish language, you can be the Russian language, you can be the French language, you can be the German language. You have to be it to communicate with ease. You have to be it. If you're not ready to be it, success is kind of difficult. Then we have to create the definition of success that is not nearly as good as success as it could be. So for me, when I invite people to classes, to workshops, to private sessions, for for me, the main point, the starting point is really to create this space where people desire to feel good, where people desire to have ease, where people desire to have fun, where people desire to actually be themselves and, you know, not pretending to be somebody else to feel good. It's not possible. So that's why we have changed the whole program last year, 2 years ago, 4 years ago. Actually, this program started something like 25 years ago when I started being really interested in languages. And there was a time when this class was called Access Your Language, Access Your English. Now we changed it. Do you know why? Because people do not believe in accessing languages. And actually the name, the title was evoking so many judgments, so many thoughts that were not the contribution to the success in languages I was talking about. And we changed the whole energy of the whole program that really is a change for people who join it, because the title is Reset, Recall, Relax, which is the key word. It should be just the opposite, but people, not many people, again, believe that it's enough to relax to receive the language. This is what I know, and this is what so many people know, and this is also the information that so many people doubt. So whenever you have that energy, whenever you have the energy of doubt, whenever you have the energy of unease, whenever you have that energy of I'm not sure if I'm able, I'm not sure if I'm talented enough, if I'm gifted enough, this negative emotion area, this is just the information that your English language, your easy English language is within your reach. How come? You would never feel the negative emotion if the positive area was available. You would never feel that. You would never have that feeling of doubt. You would never have that, have that, unease and discomfort with the language if comfort were not available. So, you all know, many of you have touched upon access a bit. Many of you have tried different, methods of self-development. So, this is kind of like a fact that we live in that, minus plus reality, dual reality. So if you start this journey with the English language, looking and searching only for minuses, looking and searching only for doubt, unease, discomfort, and observing only this area, believe me, you will get more of this area. You will have more doubt, you will have more unease, you will have more discomfort, and you will have more negative feelings about yourselves, you will have more judgment, and you will actually start this journey not in the right place. From this place, you will never get to the place you really desire to get to. So the very beginning of any workshop that we're running, the very beginning of the journey I would like to invite you to is actually in this moment, in this very moment where you're not a proficient speaker of the English language, in this moment to find that space and place of feeling good. And I know that for some people it's not easy, because for some people it's not easy to find this space in their lives, to find this space in their relationships, to find this space in their money. So like languages is like, oh my God, again, they want me to feel good when it's not sorted out yet. So yeah, but I know that even if this is feeling not very comfortable, if this invitation is not kind of like easy for you, still I will be that invitation, because without changing your frequency at the very beginning, success is becoming only the future you never get to, the future that will remain the future, nothing else. The future that will be haunting you and not inviting you to get greater. So the whole project, I will just describe very briefly what the whole project is about. And then if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them. This is not just a class. This is not just a workshop I want to talk about. This is the whole program. And the core of this program, the heart of this program, is a 4-day workshop. It's a 4-day seminar that we call Recall Your Language. And it's really about recalling. It's not about learning. I hate learning, really. Truly, I hate learning. Learning is boring for me. Learning is something that is the last thing I would like to do. Learning is strictly connected with memory. My memory is not very good. So I'm not using my memory. Why not? I'm using the space that is the best container for information, the best container to store any data, the best container that is always there, that wherever I move, wherever I go to, it's always with me. My memory is not always with me. Do you know why? Because there are some memories I hate. There are some things I do not want to remember. There are some things that actually are overwhelming for my brain, for my memory. I'm not using my brain, I'm using my space. And this is the main thing that we want to teach people, actually to start moving in their life, using their space, not their brains, not their memory. So some time ago, one of the days of that workshop was called From the Space of You. And that was the day where we were teaching people to perceive the space they are. Really very, we were trying to make people aware of how tangible their space is, how really possible to perceive and possible to experience their space is. If you have this, if you know that this is possible, this is the right beginning. This is the beginning for the learning of any language. And if you have this huge container that you are actually, you can put there as many pieces of info as you want. So memory is not that easy with it. I mean, you definitely know that moment when you were trying to learn by heart some stuff, and then you're feeling like, your brain wanted to explode. So I'm talking about some more ease. I'm talking about some more fun with it. So this is what we're doing. This is what we're trying to teach people. Basically, it's not teaching. It's asking you to recall that energetic behavior, actually that energetic, I would say, awareness of you. And if you awaken this, space, all learning is not learning. It's like instantaneous acquisition. It's like really receiving any vibration, any frequency, any piece of information, and actually having access to it later on for some future reference. So if you would like to try, this is definitely the workshop for you. And the feedback we're getting from some people after the workshop is that it's not only about learning languages. This is the capacity that we can use in any other area of life. So any new piece of information about anything, anyone, anything new, any new quality of life, any new vibration you want to invite into your life, any new frequency you would like to invite to your space, to your experience, actually, it's easy. It's just happening. And then you see that after having done that, you have access to a totally different life. So this is what I love most about this class, that while learning the language, learning inverted commas, while learning the language, you actually start having access to changing some paths in your life that you didn't like. So a lot of people are telling us that they are aware of the fact today that actually inviting some new languages to your life is really inviting a totally new vibration to you and your body. And this is the vibrational universe. This is the universe. Everything is energy. So if we really acknowledge the fact that everything is energy, we just know that languages are energies as well. So people just jump into those spaces. People jump into those, I would say, virtual spaces. And really, these are virtual spaces, like huge spherical spaces where people start seeing words, seeing some structures. They learn how to create them from their space, not from their heads. That's why it becomes so easy, because this is our nature. We are space. We are energy. We are, something so different than we thought we were. So this 4-day workshop is a lot of work with the body, with your space, and with your mind. what do I mean by that? We come to language classes, to language workshops with so many points of view, so many definitions of what learning is, of what learning languages is, of what languages are. And these points of view are really just points of view. And very, very, very often they have nothing to do with what really language is. So definitely we touch upon those areas where people get stuck because of the point of view they're having, and we change them. And we do not delete them, because it's not possible to delete energy, but we invite people to replace them with some different points of view that, because of being true and real, actually start dominating, start being those dominating vibrations, and all those old paths, all those old points of view, all those old behavior, I would say linguistic behaviors, they just die down, they just go away. And on the second or third day of the class, people start noticing that they are kind of like totally different energies, and that they have a totally different point of view on so many things, and especially so many new points of view about themselves. So the classes are translated. This 4-day workshop is being translated simultaneously or consecutively, depends on the question that we ask, because every class is different. And on the third day, usually this is the third afternoon, we stop translating because it's no longer required. And this is one of the most beautiful moments, because people start noticing this. And I never say like, all right, let's stop translating now, together with the translator, because this is the class being co-created with a translator. We kind of like withdraw from translation, and people do not even know when it's happening. It's like in life. It's not about one moment that everything changes. It's really the awareness that something has already changed. So on the fourth day, on the last day, we really start practicing what we know. And people are surprised. People are surprised of how much they know, of how many really those linguistic little pieces of information are within their reach. So if you have any questions about this, I will ask you to ask those questions later. And I will give you one more information. Because it's all about energy. We've been trying many times with Dorota, we co-creating that project. And we've been trying many times to establish some levels. Like, because people ask us, is this for beginners? Is this for intermediate people? Is this for advanced people as well? And I could never do that. I don't do levels because energy does not have any levels. You know, I've met so many people who were like, you know, activating the language just in one day. And they were totally silent for years. And then like in 1 second, they were just opening the doors. And those people were the proof of this, that everything is energy. And this success in languages, and learning languages, actually in opening those languages, is really finding the frequency, finding that vibration, tuning in to the vibration of the language that you want to speak. And for some people, it happens really fast. For some people, it happens not so fast. That's why some people say, oh, it works, or some people say it does not work. But it's not that. So basically, all those workshops that we're offering are the workshops where we work really intensely on energy. And that's why the sentence that is written everywhere in all the promotional materials that we distribute is, what if success in language learning is all about changing your energy? That's the beginning. And if you start from that platform, like, yeah, this is exciting. This is the feeling I want to have. This is the feeling that I want to be actually all the time. Even if I don't know all the words, even if I don't know all the grammar structures, even I'm not so fast, not so fluent, but this is the feeling, this is the vibration I want to maintain. This is something that I want to be all the time, you know, throughout all that journey. And if you're smart enough, really, if you're smart enough to maintain this vibe, you're at home. This is the right beginning. This is the right start. This is the journey you will be enjoying, really. You will be happy about, really. And then really, you will get happy with your English, even if you can utter just one sentence. Sometimes there are days where we work just on 1, 2, or 3 sentences. And what we're reaching for is that feel, that vibe, that energy. Because if you get to this once, you will never lose it. You will remember that forever. And you will be actually adjusting to it all the time. And that means that you will be in that receptive mode. You will be in that space of receiving all the time. Because learning the language is not learning the language. It's activating information and receiving all the info that is getting activated. So this is something totally different. And to make this easy for people from, let's say, different levels to jump on this class, that's why we have created this online starting class that we call it Reset. And really, it's a reset. It's resetting your default settings. And it's touching upon all those, you know, points of view you've got in your head about all those definitions of who you are, what you are, you know, when you're speaking the language, when you're learning the language, when you cannot learn the language, when you cannot speak the language, you know, it's all that. So basically that it's a 4-hour workshop online, only online, and it is being translated into the languages. So it's not about learning phrases, learning the language. It's really about creating that, opening that door to jump to that next workshop, to the Recall 4-day seminar with total ease. So, and then when people think, yeah, that's kind of my path, the ease is, wow, this is my reality. So then after the 4-day workshop, we invite people to jump on something that we call Language Gym. This is the kind of, it's not the workshop, I don't know how to call it. So we create a private Facebook group, and then on the group, every day for 10 days, for 20 minutes to half an hour or more, I don't know, I kind of like do not want to plan, but the plan is 20 minutes every day. We just practice with people using all the tools that they have, you know, actually invited to the realities during the previous workshops. And we work with the speech apparatus, we work with the pronunciation, we work with breathing, we work with bodies. There are a lot of vocabulary there is a lot of repetition. And then after the Language Gym, people get the recordings and they can just listen to them. So we prepare this platform, and then people just can be with this vibration, with this energy, so that they will not lose whatever they have, you know, built and created throughout the whole program. So very, very, very briefly, it took me 40 minutes. I've tried to show you the energy of the whole thing. Mostly I'm talking to you energetically, because it's not possible for me to, you know, to describe all the details. But this is basically what I am, what I'm talking about, the energy I'm being. This is the energy of the workshop. And you can take part in those different creations separately. You can take just a Recall class. You can take just a Reset class. It is possible. But in a way, I am strongly recommending jumping, you know, into all of those altogether. So that's why we created the whole package. The whole package that will give you that experience of being really immersed in the language, being really surrounded with the energy, being that energy for more than 4 days. So do you have any questions? You can have questions. I mean, questions are good. Do you want to know some details or some technical stuff or whatever? We have some dates already, you know, planned. So our calendar is kind of ready. To give you some information, we are in the middle of changing the website. So don't be surprised where in a couple of days or maybe in 2 weeks' time, this website that's already there will be totally changed. The one that is being created now by some very creative people will be much easier to operate on. So don't be surprised with that. So this is just a technical thing.
Technically, I have a question.
Go for it.
There's one of the Rotas is asking, I have doubts that I can make it.
Of course, yeah, this is a very good point of view to start from. Yeah, I'm just joking. Yeah, just joking. So I know that we all have those things in our heads. So I don't know if I can make it. And now I would ask that question. Do you want to go this path? Do you really want to go this direction? Would you like to go this path, or would you like to try the new one? Would you like to try the path where at the start of that, you would just feel excited and you would just feel good and you would just feel like really full of like, wow, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about how it's going to, you know, unfold. So it is a journey. It is a journey. And I know that so many people start this journey with a lot of doubt. I know that, but this is not a very good start. And that's why I really strongly recommend just to see what is your starting point. Because if you don't see this, you will, you know, you will not be able to change it later, because all the energy that we start moving, all the energy that we start, you know, that we activate, that will get more dynamic and more dynamic and more dynamic. And, you know, there's a moment where it's really difficult to stop it. So if you get this going, like, oh, I don't know if I can make it, if you don't stop it now, if you don't replace it, if you don't find that space of really feeling at ease, this energy will be the platform. This energy will be the starting point. And this thing you will see in a month, in a year, probably not, that will not be the version that you would like to see. So this is what I can guarantee. If you start from this place, you will get to the same place, but it will be much more dynamic and much more painful. Please let me read. There's one comment from the guy from Poland, from Andrzej, and he says, it's incredible. I turned off the translation, and when I stopped trying to think about all of this, I started understanding. Congrats. I mean, really, congratulations. Thank you very much for that comment. Dziękuję, Andrzej, za ten komentarz. Dzięki. So, yes, this is what is happening. And believe me, if you, in a way, surrender to this energy, in a way, like, let's say, okay, I give up. I give up. I give in to this stream. I give in to this excitement. I give in to this good feeling. I give in to this excitement about going global, about being the global being, about being the citizen of the universe. I surrender. I give up. I stop fighting. I stop really caring about those barriers and fucking blocks. I'm just giving in to the energy of ease, that stream that is actually present in the universe, that is actually present on the earth, that is actually reality. So do you want to choose it? Do you want to choose this stream? Do you want to give in to this? Or do you want to get stuck in the point, I don't know if I can make it? Compare the energy, compare the vibration, and choose the one that you like. Basically, I think that life is only worth living when you choose what you like, which is what we do not always do, which is really interesting. We're very smart. So this area is like any other area where you go for the things you like, when you go for the things that makes you feel happy, when you go for the things that makes you smile, where you go for the things where you feel good, when you go for the things where actually your whole world is like, you know, light and happy and joyful. Yeah, this is the space for miracles. This is the space where you can create whatever you want. And it's not miracles. This is reality. This is how this universe is working. These are the laws of the universe. Don't fight with the laws of the universe. The energy, the vibration you offer is the vibration you will experience. In whatever experience will be that manifested reality in front of your eyes. So it's the same with the English language, the same with anything, with your sex, with your money, with your business. It's the same with anything. Whatever you offer, you start observing just in a minute. So maybe somewhere there, there is you that you like. I mean, you speaking English that you like. Maybe there is a possibility. And this is the space that we're always looking for. This is the space that we gift people in these workshops, even if they don't get out of the workshop like having like thousands of words. But if they have that vibration, if they have that awareness, if they have that knowledge that they know that there is that space where they can feel happy, when they can be joyful, believe me, this is the space where any contact with the language later on is successful. And then what happens when people call me, when people give me that beautiful, phenomenal feedback, is that thank you very much. Whatever words I have come across after workshop, whatever language, piece of the language that I have come across, that I have met, that I have heard, that I have touched upon, all those pieces of the language have become my reality, which means I have access to them. This is my point. This is my goal. This is my target. This is my happiness in this area. Because when I see that people, you know, when they go through their life, when they go further, when they learn, when they explore this area, because this is the area that I still explore. I mean, I'm not a native speaker, but I love this language. I love me. I love myself in this language. And I still explore it. I still learn it. I do not know all the words, but I can express anything I want. Why? Because I am the energy that is compatible with this language. This is the area we would like to invite you to. It's possible for everyone. Why? Because we all are energies, and all the languages are energies. This is just a possibility. You just have to choose it. So, okay, any more questions? I have some questions on the chat. Okay, I would like to know if this workshop can help me in extending the knowledge I already have in languages, open more space. Yes. And Dorota, that is who's working with me, she's translating now, so I will just on her behalf. She has taken part in all the workshops I've been running. We've been traveling together, and she's a really proficient speaker of the English language. And the comment that she made during the meeting that we had with people last time, like last week actually, was that I am a proficient speaker of the English language, and still all these classes, all these workshops giving me that expansion. And what this expansion is, this is you being even more you when you speak the language, which means you becoming much bigger space, you becoming much more aware space, you becoming the consciousness that you are. So for me, the platform for all the languages is the language of energy. So if you master this language, you can communicate with anything and anyone, anything. I mean, objects, people, situations, problems, diseases, lags, defects, anything. And then after some time, when you become really the master of that language, you see that your dialogue with the universe is changing, that your dialogue is not the dialogue with defects, lack, and death, and problems. This dialogue becomes something different. This dialogue becomes the dialogue with, oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, this is even more beautiful. Oh, this is even more interesting. Oh, this is something that I have asked for. Oh, this is something. What can I choose? So that contrast stops being detrimental, stops being, creating this feeling, not a very good feeling. This contrast becomes like, like the restaurant menu, where all the dishes are delicious. So what I want to invite you to is that deliciousness of life. I mean, really, where you can talk to anyone, anything, about anyone, about anything, actually to create your universe with every word you're saying. Does not matter what language you're using. So if we really acknowledge that beneath all the words, beneath the words in any language, there is that language of energy. So this class, all these classes I'm offering, all these classes are just about sound, are just about putting this sound upgrade on the language of energy that we have already been using, nothing else. And that's why a lot of work during these classes is working with bodies. And so many of us have those, I call them default settings that are so easy to dissolve if we let ourselves be citizens of the universe, not citizens of the country that we're living in. So there is a lot of work with the body, and it's really, this is one of the coolest moments that you can experience on the way, on this journey, where you actually like the way you sound. And this is what I would love you to experience, because if you experience this at least once, the next step is even better. The next step is even better. The next step is even more delicious. The next step is even more interesting. The next step is even more exciting. And then your body starts relaxing and you become so flexible. You become so happy with it. And you become so interesting of what can happen next, that you are like that open gate to receive any language. So yeah, this is the class that gives you the expansion in many areas. So thank you very much to those who are leaving. What other questions are we having? Yeah. Oh, we've got something about money. Oh, I will tell you something about money. So becoming that very flexible energy, that energy that is so, like, you know, susceptible to change, and I mean change in a good way. Really, this is the area where you start receiving not only languages. For me, money is also the language. So I have become the language of money too. How come? Because I was ready to open to all those energies that are present on this planet. So if you open yourselves to this language, the vibration of the English language. So my question always is, where can you find this language on planet Earth? Every fucking where, everywhere. It's everywhere. How many people are speaking this language? Millions. So this language is a dominant language on this planet. So if you touch this vibration, if you have that desire to vibrate as this dominant vibration, do you know who you become? You become the dominator. You become the energy that is ready to dominate. You become that stream of consciousness that nobody can stop. You become fucking unstoppable. So that was the energy that I have invited to my life. And the English language was a huge invitation, was that contribution that, you know, I am so thankful for. I'm so grateful for. So, I know that sounds really good. Yeah. The English language sounds really good. I mean, really, this is all about the sound, because sound is that acoustic wave. We are that acoustic wave. We are the wave. We are the stream of consciousness. We are the stream of life. We are the stream of joy. We are the stream of anything we want. So please, next time when your mind will be dictating you these words like, I don't know if I can make it, please tell him to fuck off and invite yourself to a different vibe. Invite yourself to something different, like, wow, how excited can I be? How happy can I be with this language? How expansive can I be in my life? How delicious can my life be? How exciting, how dynamic, and how, you know, great, grand, glorious life can I have? Changing the vibe whenever I want to. Changing my vibe and, you know, adjusting to whatever vibration I'm choosing. So we practice that a lot. I mean, really a lot during these 4 days and during any other workshop. So for me, being flexible enough to change the vibe, to tune in to different vibrations, this is the key to success. And I have given up this, I have to be right. I have given in to, I desire to be free. And this is what I'm inviting you to. And I would be really honored. I would be really happy to meet you somewhere in the future in one of the workshops or in any other, you know, circumstance in life. So, yeah, this is a big vibration. And I know that we are this. We would never experience those big vibrations, as you call them, if we weren't those. So let's wake up. Let's wake up to what we are. Let's wake up to that gloriousness of life that we can have access to, really. And So probably, as you can see, this is not only the language class, although for those who worry a bit, we do work on the language too. We have a lot of exercises, we have a lot of practice, we have a lot of vocabulary, we have a lot of grammar. Actually, I explain that grammar in a very new way for many people. I show those grammar structure in space. But whatever I'm doing this from this platform. I'm doing this from this energy. I'm doing this from this vibe, and I'm doing this from the space of being happy. So definitely, if anything that I can guarantee that will change is the level of your happiness. So this is what I'm really happy to guarantee. So, do you have any other questions? We've got 4 minutes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I have one question. Can I apply it to another language? So I'm quite happy with my English, but I'm learning Hungarian, and this is, well, I don't want to spread my point of view, but it's a bit difficult for me right now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
do you think you can help with that?
First of all, this is you who knows that, and you have to ask that question. Probably the possibility that just popped up in your head is really a possibility. So we have a couple of people, not very many, but we have a couple of people who after that workshop just gave us feedback that they opened to different languages that we didn't even mention in the class. Okay. So if this is definitely the tools that I'm offering, all the exercises, all the work on the points of view, definitely they do apply to any other language of your choice. But this is you who has to ask the question, definitely.
Yeah, I see. Another thing. Well, will it help me to help other people by learning language? I mean, is this some information I can share later on, like with my kids?
A lot of tools. Yeah, definitely, yes. A lot of tools that are really, the collection of tools that you can use. I would be happy for you to use them. I would be happy for you to spread them. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, I hear you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. Any more questions? Okay.
Oh, Elisa.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a good time now to mention that the first class is in Switzerland.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yes, and it is in 2 weeks actually. Beautiful Daniela is the host, and Corina, I cannot see her. So Corina is going to translate. Yeah, Corina, yeah, I can see you now. So this is the 15th of February. Unfortunately,
can you help, Daniela? Can you help?
Can you help the name of the place, please?
It's
okay, Daniela will help you. So you can contact Daniela if you need something.
Is 18 februar in der Schweiz in St. Gallen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and the second step is France. Paula, yeah. So we are going to France at the beginning of March.
Yeah, the 2nd to the 5th, yeah.
Yeah, the really, really, really beautiful place. Yeah, and then Poland. It is the 15th of March.
15th of March, yeah.
And we are going to visit a really amazing place. It is in the north of Poland.
Yeah, beautiful place. Really.
Yeah, beautiful place, and it is called Kadyny near Elbląg.
Yeah, it's the place where the sea meets the lakes, and it's a magical area. I mean, really, it's like it's magical. What I want to add when you talk about the magical places, whenever we have that class, really the energy that is really tangible is the energy of the earth, is that compatibility of this life, really energy, really the earth is really supporting us. And that's why people have a lot of, body experience, I would call it that way, because the energy of the earth is really present. So I love the earth. I'm kind of like really earth lover, and I always call upon that energy to be the contribution. So yeah, so that's why we choose places like that. The location in France, I mean, those bridges and that locate. This is a fairy tale. I mean, really, this is like an imaginary place, and we have a really beautiful location in Switzerland too, and in the beautiful, really spacious room. So please join us. That would be fun. Russia. We have a question about Russia. If you're really interested in that creation in Russia, please contact Dorota and me, or maybe Dorota is dealing with that organization stuff, and we would be really happy to go there. And we had a great conversation today about Russia, and you know, historically there are different moments that we've had together, but energetically for me, Russian people are really close. And when we were talking with Dorota just before the Zoom, Dorota said, you know what, when I'm talking with people about the class today, just before the Zoom with that all registrations and stuff, whenever I'm talking to people from Russia, my heart opens. And I said, wow, this is really amazing, because this is what I feel, and it's really difficult to explain. And these are the awarenesses that we can have also about what kind of connections we have, like, you know, with nationalities. And believe me, there are so many beautiful threads, those energies, those energetic lines that we have with different nationalities, we have forgotten about because of those points of view, historical points of view, like, you know, Poland and Germany, you know, this is, you know, there are a lot of like jokes about that, there are a lot of points of view about that, but basically there are so many energies to discover, so many beautiful vibrations that we can create on, that we can use as contributions. And this has always been my dream, really, to talk to people from all over the world, really, to all the people from all over the world, to discover those beautiful threads of energies that were kind of, you know, hidden, that were killed by some people. They are never killed, but, you know. So this is also the one of those sides of, you know, these classes. I have asked for that many years ago. You know, I've been asking for that like for many years, and it's happening. It's really happening. I had such a beautiful workshop in Turkey where we had people, you know, with different religious background, and that communion, that you know, that energy that was created at the end of the class, we were crying. We were like, oh my God, if the world can look like this, if the world can be such a place where people are contributing to each other, does not matter where they come from, regardless of the language, regardless of the level of the language, regardless of their age, their sex, anything. This is the world I want to live in. This is the world I'm choosing. This is the deliciousness of life. This is the energy I want to be, just to invite people to be alive and use every fucking second of this lifetime just to be happy. This is what is really possible. This is what I want to invite you to. And the English language, it's just a tool. It's just a tool. And it's so easy to receive it when you are this energy, really. So please join us and let's have some fun this fucking lifetime. Yeah. So thank you very much. Do you have any more questions?
There is one question about whether the 4-day class will be recorded, but I'm not sure.
We do record 4-day classes, but to tell you the truth, there is so much, I would say, hands-on experience that it's so much less when you just use the recordings. But we do record that for people to use it after the live class, the live experience. Yeah. Any more questions, question marks, huge question marks, little question marks in universes? If not, let me express my huge gratitude and really my enthusiasm. And thank you all. Thank you for being, thank you for choosing more, and thank you for wanting to be this energetic global being that we all are. Thank you very much. Thank you all the translators, all the hosts, and all the people. And thank you, Russia. Thank you that you've joined us. Thank you, you know, just last minute. I'm really happy, and yeah. So let's meet somewhere somewhere in the world with this happiness level that we really can have and that we can really choose. Thank you very much, and see you somewhere in the world.
Yes, thank you. Thank you too. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
Merci, thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.